Good morning, all. My today's lecture for UGs is on oral halitosis. So, oral halitosis is a oral malodor which is a silent affliction. Coming to the introduction, halitosis is a general term used for defining an unpleasant or offensive odor arising from the breath, regardless of whether the odor originates from oral or non-oral senses. So, halitosis, halitus meaning breath and osis meaning disease. It was described as a clinical entity by Ho in 1874. Halitosis should not be confused with the generally temporary odor which is caused by intake of certain foods, alcohol, or certain medications. Now, coming to the synonyms, which are the similar words used to describe halitosis, these are bad or foul breath, breath malodor, oral malodor, foetor exor, foetor oris, or stomatodystodia. Now, definitions. Halitosis is a general term used to describe a foul odor emanating from the oral cavity in which proteolysis, which is scheduled by the metabolic products of the desquamating cells and bacterial proliferation, which was given by Marita et al. In 2001. Halitosis is the general term used to describe any disagreeable odor in the expired air, regardless of whether the odorous substance originates from the oral or non-oral senses, which was given by Tangerman in 2002. Here we have to come into notice that the oral halitosis can be caused due to oral and non-oral senses. Just not only your oral cavity is responsible for the bad breath, but the systemic factors are also responsible for oral malodor. So, halitosis is also termed as foetor oris or foetor exor. It is a foul or offensive odor arising from the oral cavity, which was given by Carranza. So, unpleasant odor or the expired air, whatever the origin may be, oral malodor specifically refers to such odor originating from the oral cavity. Breath malodor defined as foul smell or offensive odor of expired air. It may be caused by a number of factors, both intraoral and extraoral, and can be linked to more serious underlying medical problem, which includes primary biliary cirrhosis, uremia, lung carcinoma, decomposed liver cirrhosis, and trimethyluremia. Hence, bad breath is a common problem. Now, coming to the history, odors can be an essential clues in the creation and conservation of social brands. They are loaded with cultural values. The problem of halitosis has been reported for many aspects and since many years ago. During Christianity, the devil's supreme malignant odor smelled like sulfur and it was produced more or less bad smell. A treaty in Islamic literature from the year 1850 talked about dentistry, referring in the translational treatment of field breath and recommended the use of siwak when the breath had changed or at any time when getting out of the bed. Buddhist monk in Japan also recommended teeth brushing and tongue scraping before the first morning prayers. The Hindus considered the mouth as the body entry door and therefore insist in that it has to be kept clean mainly before the prayers. The rituals is not limited in just only teeth brushing, but it also includes the scraping of the tongue with a special instrument and using of the mouthwash. Coming to the epidemiology, bad breath has been a common problem for thousands of years. It is considerable mainly in poorly documented countries. In a vast majority, the cause of origination is oral cavity itself. That is, it can be through gingivitis, periodontitis, and tongue coating problems. The prevalence of persistent oral malodor in a Brazilian study was reported to be 15%, which was nearly 3 times higher in men than in women, regardless of age, and the risk was higher in people over 20 years of age compared with those aged under 20 years or under, controlling for the gender. Coming to the classification, genuine halitosis, which can be divided as physiologic halitosis and pathologic halitosis. Then coming to the pseudohalitosis and then the halitophobia. Other classification are the Glicksman classification and Dominic classification. Genuine halitosis. Genuine halitosis is a physiologic halitosis, which we call as morning breath odor, tobacco smoking, and certain food and medications. Pathologic halitosis is also there, which can be due to the presence of intraoral or extraoral pathological or general origin. 90% of the patient affects the oral cavity, which is caused due to bacteria or volatile sulfur compounds. Due to these, there is the formation of oral malodor. In intraoral stage, poor oral hygiene, dental caries, periodontal pathogens, diseases such as necrotizing ulcerative gingivitis, necrotizing ulcerative periodontitis, pericoronitis, tongue coating and oral carcinoma are the main reasons. The role of tongue coating in the etiology of oral malodor has been extensively documented. Tongue coating includes desquamated epithelial cells, food debris, bacteria and salivary proteins and provide an ideal environment for the generation of volatile sulfur compound and other compound to contribute to the oral malodor. Hence, we here come to know that tongue coating problems are the main cause for bad breath. Extraoral findings such as the systemic diseases we can find which are responsible for oral malodor can be just 10 to 20% of its total report, such as gastrointestinal diseases, chronic sinusitis and tonsillitis, stomach, intestine, liver or kidney affected due to systemic diseases. So, few examples of systemic diseases are diabetes mellitus, renal failure, liver failure, tuberculosis, lung abscess, internal hemorrhage, blood disorder, little bit of fever and dehydration. So these were the common causes of bad breath. And the other causes for the bad breath can be also your dry mouth syndrome, some diet which consists of garlic or onion stuffed food stuff, then morning breath, plaque buildup and not use of proper interdental aids. Now coming to the characteristic odor, the smell for the halitosis. So there are varieties of smell which we can distinguish from each other, such as number 1 is the acetone or sweet smelly like fruity smell. Second one is urine like or ammonia like smell. Third one is fresh cadaver like smell. Fourth is puriferative like smell. Fifth one is decomposed blood like smell. Sixth one is odor due to xerostomia, which is the dry mouth syndrome, and obviously the poor oral hygiene. So these were the particular odor which we can distinguish from each other, and what are their origin we can know through it. Now coming to the pseudohalitosis, here we come to know that pseudohalitosis generally occurs in healthy individuals. Coming to the halitophobia, halitophobia is an exaggerated fear of having halitosis. Means here the patient has a belief that he or she is having a bad breath syndrome. Also it is referred to as dysclosenial halitosis, which is considered as a variant of monosymptomatic hypochondrial psychosis. Now coming to the Dominic classification, which I have earlier mentioned. It was given by Dominic et al. In 1982. So the classification continues as local factors of pathological origin, systemic factors of non-pathological origin, and the second one is systemic factors of non-pathological origin and local factors of non-pathological origin. Coming to the Glickman's classification, Glickman classification was given in 1894, which consists of the systemic causes and the local causes, and they are divided into pathological and non-pathological origins. Now coming to the Miyazaki et al. Classification, in which there are certain treatment needs and their description given below. So genuine halitosis, in which there is treatment need, is 0, there is no treatment need. Its description is as follows: obvious malodor with intensity beyond socially acceptable level is perceived. Physiologic halitosis with treatment need 1. Malodor arises through putreferative processes within the oral cavity. Neither a specific disease nor a pathologic condition that could cause halitosis is found. Origin is mainly due to dorso-posterior region of the tongue. Temporary halitosis due to dietary factors should be excluded. Coming to the pathologic halitosis, it can be oral, non-oral or pseudohalitosis. Oral causes can be with treatment number 2. Halitosis caused by disease, pathologic condition or malfunction or oral tissues. Halitosis derived from tongue coating modified by pathologic condition, example periodontal disease, xerostomia, is included in this subdivision. Extraoral with treatment need 3, it includes malodor which originates from extraoral senses such as the nasal, paranasal, laryngeal regions. Malodor originates from pulmonary tract as well, or upper digestive tract in the body, whereby the odor is blood-borne disorder and is emitted via the lungs through diabetes mellitus, hepatic cirrhosis, uremia and internal bleeding. Pseudohalitosis, treatment number 4. Obvious malodor is not perceived by others, although the patient stubbornly complains of it. Condition is improved by counseling, explanation of examination results and simple oral hygiene measures. Halitophobia, treatment number 5. After treatment for genuine halitosis or pseudohalitosis, the patient persists in believing that he or she has halitosis. There is no physical or social evidence for this. So we'll continue our next session in our next class. Till then, read this.